Are you wanting to create a super cozy little town, or maybe an island with a bit more of a city vibe to it, but struggling to figure out which path to do? Well, hopefully this video will help you out. I'm going to be testing some of my favorite kind of town city paths for you, so that when it comes to it, you know which one you're going to use and you don't have to go through all of the effort of downloading the codes, placing them down just to realize that isn't what you wanted. So I'm going to demonstrate it for you today. The creator codes will all be up on screen alongside the creators who made them, so you can go and check out their social medias, and I hope you find this video really helpful. Let's get started. So for number one, I'm going to show you this adorable old city road. I really love the two contrasting patterns to it and also the wonderful kind of color of it. So this is a 14-piece path. There is some duplicates here, like these two are the same piece, but you will need 14 spaces if you just want the basics. And this is by Kuronico5810 over on Instagram. So let's see how it looks placed down. So here is what the path looks like. I think it looks wonderful. I love the contrast between the cobblestones and the kind of tile design. It's really nice because you can do lots of different shapes with this. You can really get creative with like the plaza areas and things that you want to design. For the rows, I decided to go too wide with the cobblestone, and I think that works nicely as well. The curvatures just add something different, so if you're looking for like a cozy rustic town build, then this is definitely the one. For number two, I'm going to show you this one. It is similar to the first one, but it is slightly different and it has more accent pieces, so be prepared to use those slots. It's got some stairs and also the grate. It has got a lot of pieces, so you could really go to town with it, and there is another nice one here as well if you're looking for a different color, but I really like the warm tone on this one, so I'm going to check it out. So this is it. I think it looks really good. I'm a fan of this one and I think it would work for multitude of seasons. I love the accent pieces. I think the little drains work really nicely and they're a gorgeous color, would look perfect with a barrel, just saying. And the steps are really nice as well. Again, the details of the cobblestone contrasted with the bigger cobblestone, really like that. Tip, if you don't want to save all of the corners, because this is a very slot heavy path, just save this brown tile, put it on the corners and use it to host like street lamps or furniture items, maybe some trees or something, like a little plant would look really nice on the corners there. Just saving you some little pieces where you can, so you don't have to save a lot. But overall, really nice. Again, another kind of rustic town city style path. Gorgeous. If you're doing a spring town, then number three is perfect for you. I used this on my spring town of Daffodil and I loved it. It's such a good path. It's got 13 pieces to it, but these are kind of interchangeable, and I did save a few extra of the middle tiles just so that I could mix them out. And there's also some extra sides with a few more leaf designs on them, so if you want to get that overgrown look. So this is it. Let's see it in person. This is the path. I love it placed down. It's so pretty. I've decided to go 3 wide with it to show you, because I think that's probably one of the best way, so it doesn't take up too much space when you're laying it down. But if you want a wider path, then obviously you can add more. I have saved a few of the different tiles so that you can see what they look like, and I really think it does look better when it's all mixed up. I know this doesn't have the bells and whistles that the other paths do with the extras, but you can make pretty shapes with it still. You can do plazas with it. You could mix this in with a light dirt path. I think that that would look really good as well. Like have this as a sidewalk and then have the light dirt path. I think that could work. But yeah, here's what a tree looks like. You can place the path around it, so you give a little kind of a break in it, which I like as well. Okay, so far we've looked at pretty brick paths. Now it's time to look at a road. This creator is amazing, and you could save all of these codes for the road and it would look wonderful. You could really go to town. But that would be a lot of spaces, so you don't have to do that. You could just save some of them. I really do like this one though, and this creator is becoming one of my favorites quickly. This is Geomori8 on Twitter if you want to go and look them up. But let's have a look at the path and see what different things you can actually do with it. So here's what I've done. I've done a few different designs to show you how you could use this path. One is just the standard 3 kind of wide path using one middle path and then the edges, and then we've got a wider path which incorporates the like sidewalk with the crossing area, which I like as well. And then there's one which I kind of think could be used as like a parking lot, a place to put your cruiser bikes and your scooters. I think that would be really cute. There's something about this path and I don't know what it is, but I really like it. I like the fact that it's got the sidewalk attached to it, so you don't have to worry about adding that yourself. I also like the color of it. It's not so grey as some of the more like city core paths are. Maybe that's why it appeals to me so much. It's really nice and square. It's just great. I love it. If I was going to do city core, I probably would use this path because I think it would work with any kind of other tile combinations out there. Next up, we're going to talk about this beautiful path with lots of flowers on. Again, it's a beautiful muted colour. You can have it with flowers and without, but I'm going to give it a go with the flowers just because it's something a bit different. This is by @ukuma_90 on Twitter if you want to check them out. But let's go ahead and save these. So here it is placed down. I've gone for like a huge plaza area and just like a little road in between. The fun thing about this one is that you can actually do diagonal if you wanted to. If you don't want to, that's going to save you a lot of spaces because I counted and there's actually 21 parts to this path. Obviously some of those are interchangeable. I actually saved 15 of them, so you can really cut that down. And if you don't want to do the diagonal, you can cut it down even more. There's a few different ways you can end the path if you do decide to do diagonal. I think I prefer the square edges. I don't know why, but there's an alternative for you if you wanted it. Overall, a really nice path, would look great for an autumn town. I love that idea. Okay, so we can't not talk about city and town paths without talking about Colin Crossing. If you're after a kind of stereotypical city path that looks like a road, this is what you're going to want to go for. This is so realistic. The thing you have to be careful of though with this path is you might be looking at it and being like, whoa, there's so many different options. What do I do with it all? A lot of this is going to be about shading. So look at the shadows when you're saving the items and making sure that you get the right ones. There is kind of 2 different here. This is like more of a decayed one, and then this one is the more typical city path basically, and you can choose to have white lines or yellow lines. I've gone for white because that's what we have in the UK, and you can choose to have diagonal as well. I would recommend diagonal for this one for sure. So let's see how it looks. Here it is. How amazing does this look? How realistic. The shadows are so effective and you really does feel like that there's another dimension to it. So cool. Perfect for any city core island that you're working on. You could interchange out the sidewalk tiles if you wanted something a bit different. In the middle, have some grass next to it, whatever. It would look wonderful. I've chosen it with the white lines. I've shown you what it looks like with no space in the middle and also a space in the middle. There are also some like half lines as well that you could choose. I think the crossing walk area is really nice as well. Just overall, if I was going to do a city core island tomorrow, this is definitely the path that I would be choosing. If you're thinking about doing a winter town, then this path is adorable. It's got little snow bits on it. It's got a lighter tone and then a darker tone road. And I really, really love it. It's got all the shapes that you could ever imagine. I just think it's perfect and definitely a wonderful seasonal path. So let's see how it looks in winter. So here it is. I've done a few different shapes and paths for this one just for a little bit of fun. And just so that I can experiment a bit more with these paths because it's really helping me learn how to do diagonal paths. I really love this one. Actually, it's making me want to do a winter island, which I didn't think I would say, but it's so cute. I love the colors. All of the designs are great. So pretty, and the details of the snow is great. It also looks lovely against the white snow. I think it helps elevate the snow, to be honest, because having some like muted colors next to snow works really well. Overall, as I say, winter path, town, this is definitely something you should consider. So for number 8, we're back looking at the brick again, and I found this gorgeous red brick path, and there's so many elements to it, so you could really come up with something creative. I love the fact that there's this really skinny path that's horizontal and vertical, and then there's some cool like diagonal pieces, your usual stuff on top of that, and then we've got these nice little round edges, which would be great for like a focal point. And there's also some like add-on bits that would be good for like the ends of areas or the corners. That would look really nice as well. But I like the way that it's kind of grey on the edges as well, just to break up the redness. So let's see what it's like placed down. So here is what it looks like placed down. I really do like this. If you're looking to do a town or island that is set in like the deep dark depths of autumn, where it's really red and all the trees are like that gorgeous color, so I think this would be one for that for sure. It's such a lovely color, great for a town, just perfect. I love the bricks, they're very uniformed. It's quite kind of sleek and simple. The kind of tile around the edges is very sleek as well. It's just gorgeous, a very typical kind of brick road design, and I think you could find some really nice simple panels to kind of complement them. Again, you can do the diagonal or you can just do normal. There's some nice stairs as well with this that work nicely, so yeah, another winner for sure. Okay, for this one, yes, we've already seen a path that has kind of like leaves and things on it, but if you're wanting something with a bit more color and tone to it, then this one is going to be perfect. This one is by Kii_crossing, and I love it. They've also got a good few variations. If this one isn't for you, look how gorgeous this one is, and then there's some big leaves, and then just your standard kind of big cobblestone path as well. So let's see what my chosen one looks like placed down. So here it is, and it's absolutely stunning. I love it. I think it's great for any time of year. The bricks look amazing. Wonderful if you're doing a spring town. I think this would be great, and you still want some cottagecore kind of vibes to it. This would look wonderful. When I first saw this path, I did think about using it with the light dirt path. So what I've done is I've used a road here, and then I've done it either side, and I think that looks wonderful. If you want something a bit different, you can put things on top of the custom designs, which makes it even better. So you can add some little filler patterns or some flowers. It would work wonderfully. This is a winner for sure, and it's not as many spaces as some of the other paths that we've seen. It's still quite a lot, but it's still quite handy to have like options, and you can mix it in with other paths as well for like the outer edges and the sidewalks. And for our final path, we're looking at this road, which is absolutely insane. So this is by ACNH.Pickleton, and there is so many elements, so many different things you could do with it if you wanted to. Obviously, you're not going to be able to save it all, so think about it wisely. Or even if you save loads and then decide later on that you don't want to use them, then that works as well. But there is so many different options. I really love the little kind of cute things that they've added in here. So adorable. You can do it diagonally, you cannot. You can use the crossings, you cannot. There's so many different things you can do with it, and it's a really nice dark color. Perfect, again, if you're really looking for like your stereotypical city core island. So let's see which items I pick. So here is what it looks like. I really like this one. I like the line up against the edge of the road. I think that's really cool. I just think it adds something a bit different to other road paths that we've seen earlier on. And also, here's a few of the little designs put down. I could not choose the plastic bag. As sad as it is that there's a plastic bag there, it's so cute. The crack in the road is nice as well. So definitely feel like this might be fitting for like an industrial city core island. I really, really like it. If you're looking for realism, this is definitely one to consider. I will just say the diagonal, you do need the extra pieces. I didn't have the extra pieces to make it look fully seamless, but you get the idea. You get the idea. So that's this one, another wonderful city core island path. It's perfect. So there are 10 perfect paths for towns and cities. Let me know which ones are your favorite in the description below. If you want to see more code videos, let me know as well. I think they're fun to have a look at what codes are out there and a path code can definitely help inspire your whole island. So have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.